Why high performers burn out? Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Sacred Man Experience podcast. I am Imran Muhammad, aka the Pattern Interrupter. Here we speak about the journey of manhood through the lens of faith, how to be strong but also soft, how to lead but also to listen. Today, I want to speak about something that is becoming incredibly common, especially among high performing individuals: burnout. Not the dramatic kind that happens overnight, but the gradual kind, the quiet kind, the kind that builds slowly over time, while everything on the outside still appears to be functioning. In my experience, working across coaching, behavioral change environments, rehabilitation settings, prison chaplaincy, and supporting individuals through long term personal transformation, I have noticed a consistent pattern of behavior. High performers rarely break because of one big moment. They break because of accumulation, small levels of stress, repeated over time, without recovery, without pause, without balance. And eventually, the system reaches capacity. Now, here's something of great significance and importance. Many high performers do not recognize burnout early because they are still functioning. They are still working, still achieving, still delivering. So from the outside, everything looks fine. But internally, something is changing. Energy is lower, patience is shorter, focus becomes harder, sleep is affected, emotional resilience decreases. But because performance is still present, the problem is completely ignored. Now, let me give you a picture. I once worked with an individual who was known for their consistency, discipline, and ability to perform under pressure. They were relied upon by others. They were respected for their output. They were seen as strong, capable, and dependable. But privately, they were running on depletion. Not suddenly, but gradually. They would describe feeling constantly tired even after rest. They would describe losing enjoyment in things they once valued. They would describe feeling emotionally flat or disconnected. But they kept going because stopping felt like failure. And slowly and slowing down felt like falling behind. Now, let's understand something very, very clearly. Burnout is not only about working too much. No, it is about recovering, not happening at the same rate as output. When output is constant and recovery is absent, imbalance develops. And over time, what you find is that imbalance becomes exhaustion. Now, I want to go deeper into the psychology of this. Many high performers develop a belief system that says, my value is in my output. If I am not producing, I am not valuable. If I slow down, I will lose progress. These beliefs are often unconscious, but they drive behavior. So the person continues to push, even when the body is tired, when the mind is overwhelmed, when emotional capacity is reduced, because stopping feels unsafe. Let's look at something else. Burnout is not weakness. Burnout is the result of sustained overextension without restoration. If it is the body and mind signaling that at the current pace is not sustainable, many people override these signals. They ignore fatigue. They ignore emotional depletion. They ignore loss of motivation. And instead of adjusting, they push harder. Now, I want to bring this into something essentially real in your life. I have seen individuals reach a point where even simple tasks, very simple tasks, feel heavy. But not because they are incapable, no, because their internal system is overloaded. And what makes this more complex is that externally they may still appear successful. So they continue to function in public while struggling in private. Let's be honest, high performance without recovery is not sustainable. It may work for every season, it may work for a particular period of time, but eventually something will give. Now, I want to offer you something to reflect over. Am I currently operating at a pace that I can sustain long term? I want you to think about that. When was the last time I truly rested without guilt? You're a high performer. You're a person who outputs. Where is your time? What signs in my body or mind already giving me that I am ignoring? We all do it. Your body is also screaming. But are you ignoring it? Burnout does not appear suddenly. It speaks quietly first. I want to close with this. You do not have to earn rest. You do not have to justify recovery. And you do not have to wait until breakdown to slow down. Sustainable success is not built on constant output. It is built on rhythm, work, rest, recovery, reflection. Let me give you that again. Work, rest, recovery, reflection. So today, take a moment. Be honest with yourself. Not about how much you are achieving, but about how long you can keep achieving at this pace. Success that destroys you is not success at all. It is imbalance disguised as progress. Thank you for listening and joining me on the Sacred Man Experience podcast. Until next time, please stay grounded, stay aware, and continue to become the person you were created to be. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.